Hello everybody, my name is Cool Blue, and I'm bringing you guys yet another CasNet Network presents the CasNet Interview. And guys, this series has been exploding as of recently, and it's mainly because I keep bothering these guys and say, hey guys, interview with me, come on, do it. And they somehow, for some reason, agree. And today's victim is actually somebody whose name is pretty clever, I will give him that, but his name is actually Dragondrop. So Dragondrop, would you like to go ahead and say hello to all the beautiful people out there?
Hello to all the beautiful people out there.
You're so original. You're so original. You're so original.
Well, you told me to say that, so...
Okay, good point. Well, at least he follows directions, guys. We all know this coming from the start. So, starting off, Dragondrop, could you please not briefly, just, talk all you want. This is your interview. You can speak for as long as you want, or speak for as briefly as you want. But just introduce yourself to us. I mean, give us a little background onto what you do in real life, where your work, not where you work, but what you do as far as your work goes, your school stuff. Just anything in general.
No.
Please?
Nah, just kidding.
Nice.
Well, I come from Germany, from the northeast, from the beautiful island of Usedom, which is quite cool. Lots of summer, lots of tourism during the summer as well. And yeah, last year and also starting in a couple of weeks, I will work at a rope course place, basically where you get a harness and then climb up on trees and platforms that are connected by various different kinds of elements that you have to climb across. Basically, I take everyone's money and then I tell them what to do without killing, and how to climb without killing themselves. So it's quite a lot of fun.
That sounds significantly scarier than casting. I must
say. It's alright. It's alright. I never get blamed for anything.
Okay. So
yeah.
So if somebody dies, it's not your fault because they signed the waiver, right?
Not exactly, no, but
okay.
If you do your job right, then you're basically covered by the rules. I mean, if they don't do, if they don't climb correctly, then it's essentially their fault if you told them the right way. And yeah, I always do, so I'm all right. I'm all good.
Okay.
I mean, there's still gonna be trouble if someone dies, but that never happens.
Well, no,
at least
of
in
course.
our place, luckily.
Of
So
course.
had some minor injuries, but nothing major so far.
Okay.
Yeah, I did try and study computer science at university.
Ooh, what happened? What happened?
2 years ago. Yeah, I was basically straight up from secondary school. Is the gymnasium? It's a little bit weird because English word gymnasium means the place where you go to work out.
Right.
But in German, it's a secondary school, a type of secondary school where you get.
See, that makes sense. In Germany, you don't go to school; you go to gym.
Sort of, yeah.
Okay.
It is a school, so it's where you can get the highest degree of general education, basically.
Okay.
And yeah, I got a pretty good mark at the very end, and started studying computer science. And I knew beforehand that it involved a lot of math.
Right.
And I was good at math, so I figured, yeah, might as well go try. I mean, love working with computers, stuff like that, but the thing is, no one ever told me what math actually was. So in school, yeah, honestly, in school you do calculating. Lots of calculating, I was good at that, right? I knew what to use, when to use it, and what to make of the results that you get. But actual math is a lot of theorems, a lot of theoretical stuff, and then a lot of proofs. Very little numbers involved, and a lot of theoretical concepts that you have to try and wrap your head around.
Right.
And if it was only the math lesson, it would have been alright, but every other lecture was the same way.
Well, I mean, my only question though is like math is complicated. I understand, but like it scares you away from computer science. How?
Because computer science is all about math.
Oh, you're right.
Or for the most part, right?
That's why I couldn't be a programmer. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, usually people think, oh, computer science, just computer programming stuff, but no, not exactly. I mean, the German word for it is Informatik, which is information science. Would be a much closer translation. And it's about solving things computationally, right? With math, and in a way that's basically you create algorithms to solve problems in a way that a computer can use them, right? So you don't have to. And there's a lot of things involved in that, and it's less about the actual writing programs. It's more about the concepts behind it and how computers work and how you can use that potential to solve computational problems or not. It's very interesting, but there's a lot of math involved, and I just couldn't get through that, to be honest. Just never had the interest for that to try and make myself or put myself through that. So yeah, I just quit at some point and started working at that rope course place. And later this year, I will have a work training for 3 years, hopefully. So I've sent out some applications, but haven't gotten any responses just yet.
Okay, you said web training or world training?
Work training.
Oh, work training. Okay. Like for a second I thought you said web training or world training. I was like, oh my gosh, are you a body lifter or are you some like super
no.
programmer? Okay.
No, you have like 3 years of work training, and then you can call yourself something or other.
Oh,
whatever you.
Okay, that makes sense.
So yeah, so if you train 3 years to be a baker, then you are a baker.
Huh.
A little bit oversimplified, and there's different terms for everything, but yeah.
But for the most part, it works like that. Okay, that's a good way to start, because I was gonna ask you, how did you get your name dragondrop, and I was gonna make some clever joke about computer science and programming, but you obviously that obviously didn't work out for you, so I don't want to scare you. So how did you get the name dragondrop?
I had another name when I started playing, but the one was pretty lame.
What was it? Come on. Let
generic
the internet
hero.
search for it. Generic hero?
Just hero. Just hero.
Yeah, that was boring.
Yeah, it was. But I was very, very small when I picked that, so like 13 or 14 when I first started being online. So yeah, at some point I heard a podcast about basically piracy and how pirated movies and software and stuff like that comes to Pirate Bay and stuff like that. And was basically half documentary and half roleplay. They were acting out sort of a story, and by just acting out IRC chats and stuff like that. And one of the characters there was named Dragondrop, and I thought it was a pretty cool name, pretty clever as well. So
you hijacked the pirate's name.
Yeah.
Wow, you were hardcore, man. I could not find myself to have enough courage to like pirate somebody's pirate name. It
was a character in a fictional story, so
sure, that's what you tell the public, but what really happened? Come on. No, okay. Oh jeez, I'm dropping things. But okay.
Can't talk about it. I will be dead 2 weeks from now. So
okay. You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but that's actually an interesting story, because my name came from somewhere not as, or equally as, I guess, boring, or equally as not exciting to some people. But hey, it does make for some clever puns.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, actually,
like
speaking of that,
cool blue bot. That works very well.
I'm not a robot. Everybody thinks I'm a robot. Okay, guys. Everybody thinks Cool Blue is a robot, and I'm totally not a robot. I promise. I just go beep boop bop bop every once in a while. And actually, as soon as I said that, I started dropping a bunch of frames. So I'm gonna wait, and I think it restored. Okay. Alright guys, I just dropped a bunch of frames, and you totally didn't hear me be a robot, I promise. That was not me being a robot. But anyway, moving on through the questions though, how did you get into video games? Because I remember you mentioned before that you climbed stuff, and that sounds extreme and intense, but video games usually doesn't fulfill that need for extreme and intenseness, or intensifiedness. So how did you get into video games exactly?
Yeah, it was quite a few years ago, maybe 9-10 years, when I picked up this role-playing game called Gothic.
Ooh,
and it was a pretty good game. It was super awesome. And yeah, I played that to death. I can tell you pretty much every little detail about this game because I played it so often. Maybe about 20 playthroughs, something like that, at least. And the first one is like 40 or 50 hours if you don't know what you're doing, and then if you do know what you're doing, you can get it in under 20. So.
Is it anything like what was the game? Was it Avernum? No, it wasn't Avernum. Jeez, I forgot the name. Oh, Divinity Quest or Divine Divinity.
No, it was a third-person 3D game thingy.
Okay.
I don't know. Do you know Risen or Risen 2?
I do, but I don't. Like, I heard the name, but I can't picture it at all, and I'm not going to attempt to.
Yeah, that was basically from the same company that made Gothic.
Okay.
So, that kind of stuff. So you basically look over the shoulder of your character, and yeah, it's quite fun. played the sequels,
Mm-hmm.
and at some point I started going online to one of the fan forums, writing fan fiction about it as well.
Okay. No, you know how to ask you. Was it fan fiction or was it fan fiction? If you know what I mean.
It was fan fiction, just regular
Oh.
stories, nothing kinky. I was like 13 or 14 when it did
Well,
that.
hey, I mean,
so
that's where it starts. And okay, let's not venture down this road because I forgot this is supposed to be
no,
family
it
friendly.
was actual, regular, normal, decent stories. Right, so don't get the wrong idea.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's fine.
that
It's
was
fine.
for the first couple of years, basically, and then I started picking up another game, which is Sauerbraten, which is a German dish, basically.
Okay.
It's the same name as the German dish. It's also called Cube 2, which is basically a shooter just like Quake, in a way.
Oh, I heard that.
And-
I've heard of that game. They ported it to Android tablets. I remember that. And
They did?
Yeah, that was back when the Unity
Oh.
engine was like a huge thing coming to tablets. I think it was Cube 2 or Cube.
No, I don't. No, Cube? No, no, I don't think so. Cube was ported to iOS at some point, but it's pretty much exclusively PC and Mac for now.
No, okay,
Don't
okay,
think anyone
okay.
ported it to.
I'll go Google
thing.
it. Hold on. You go ahead. Keep with the story, but I'll Google it.
Yeah. So I played that for about 5 years. Was involved in the community there a lot. Like helped organize the biggest tournament and that. So it wasn't like the biggest community, but it was spread all over the world. So that's also part of why I'm so good at English, because I always used it.
Nice. That's a good way to get better at something, is to keep doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I get a lot of people telling me, "Hey, what? You're from Germany? I didn't recognize your accent."
Actually,
Couldn't tell.
Didn't it happen
Yeah.
yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday, the day before, a lot of the times.
Oh, that was Neslick. Yeah, okay. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, kept using English, and then at some point, it was all the good guys that have grown to like in the community just stopped playing because they had like families and jobs and everything, and
Life.
and all the no-life assholes that were there just kept staying and making my life miserable. So, and at some point, even the game itself was just too frustrating because I was one of the better players. I was not the best in any mode, but I was a very good all-rounder.
Right.
And if you play pubs there, then with all the noobs that don't know how to pick up a flag and capture the flag mode, even if it's right next to them.
Okay.
At some point, it was just frustrating to try and fight up against people with teammates that have no idea, no clue what's going on. And yeah, most of the people in my clan, which was one of the first clans actually in the game, and it took it over at some point. There's a lot of history with that, but that's a story for another day. Basically, most of the people in my clan also didn't have too much time, or just weren't there, so clan wars weren't really an option either. So yeah, at some point I just left because there wasn't any fun left in that game for me.
Right.
At which point I picked up PlanetSide 2, which I played for a year now.
Wow.
Yeah.
You went from that to PlanetSide. Come on. That's like
Yeah,
a 360, isn't it?
pretty much. Yeah, it's a much different shooter. Fast paced to that kind of tactical, but it did work out. Funnily enough, I quickly ascended to a leader of an outfit there too, so it always seems to happen to me.
Okay.
Yeah, and at some point during all of that, during the later years of that, I also played Dota a little bit. I think it's
Okay.
I think we can transition into the next question you want to ask.
Yes, that does. But
I feel it in my bones.
First, I was gonna have you go into Skype and check out that link to let me know if that's a thing. And while you're checking that and verifying whether that is or is not the Cube game you're referring to, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that everybody knows that Drag and Drop's links are on the screen. You guys can definitely go check them out while we're doing the interview. We would prefer you keep us open to the tabs so you can listen, because there's not really much to actually see here. But definitely go check him out on his Twitter, his Twitch, and his YouTube page. I'm pretty sure you've posted a lot of things, correct?
What?
You've posted a lot of things to your Twitch and your YouTube, correct?
Yeah, I've posted a lot of things a lot of times, yes.
Okay, there you go. So you guys can go ahead and see some of his stuff. Definitely go like his
Please
videos.
like, comment, and subscribe, lol.
Yeah, do that, guys. That's awesome. And also, we also have the official seal of approval from Dragondrop that this is the game that he was referring to. So I'll post this in the Twitch chat.
Not exactly though, but because this is the original Cube, right?
Right.
And I played the sequel to that, it's Cube 2, which has a little bit of a better engine. And the cool thing about that engine is that it's based on cubes, basically the entire map geometry. And it's a very easy. It has a very easy to use level editor. So only a few tricks that you can make your own levels that actually are not awful if you're decent at it. And there's a lot of stuff to be done there. Even made 2 maps that made it into the official release. So.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Jeez, this guy. That's all I gotta say is this guy. And all right. So,
I just want to say, if I can make maps, then it's really easy. So because I'm not exactly gifted in terms of art and design and stuff like that.
All I gotta say is your logo looks amazing.
Oh my god.
So, moving on before I offend him too much and he refuses to continue the interview. How did you get into Dota? Because you mentioned it was a perfect transition, and I do agree, but I had to intervene because I really wanted to know if that was actually cubed. But how did you get into Dota? What brought you to this game? Because you went from Planetside, or the other game, to Planetside, and then from Planetside to Dota?
Yeah, from Planetside to Dota, because in Planetside there was this one event, which was the, what's it called, Ultimate Empire Showdown, some sort of promotional event. And I played Terran Republic, that's one of the factions on Planetside.
Right.
And Terran Republic was represented by Total Biscuit in that event. So I actually found out about him. Then found out about the kind of videos he does and followed him, and then at some point he did that series about Dota, single draft disaster or something like that, where you just play single draft and feeds and stuff like that. I started watching that, and at some point I decided, alright, why don't you try it yourself? So I just installed it, played the game, and actually won my first game. It was in Centaur Warrunner. It was glorious.
Jeez.
Yeah, at that point I knew, alright, it's not as bad as people say it is.
And then you actually started playing matches.
Yeah, I played Dota. It was pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, I am dropping, well, I'm not dropping a bunch of frames, but my internet's doing weird things. I've actually only dropped 1.6% of frames, which means I'm still good, but it's kind of scaring me though.
That's so newbie. My entire casting career I haven't dropped a single frame.
This guy, just over here flexing his casting muscles, flexing his live stream. You know what, screw your internet, man, because CasNet has awesome internet. And by awesome, I mean we have ToasterNet 2.0.
Oh, toasters.
Yeah, see, exactly. Exactly. But, okay, so basically Total Biscuit is the one who inspired you to go play some Dota 2, correct?
Pretty much. I mean, if he can play it while he's so bad, then I can play it too when I'm bad. So, and I'm still bad. But pretty much the thing is, if you play Dota and you're bad and you know it, you always have to realize 99% of all the other players are bad too. So.
Yep, and the other 20% are just pros.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's 119%.
Pros are wannabes that just play one hero and one hero only, and then just go GG when you die once.
Oh, I'm not calling any names, but hashtag in before everybody calls out our bulldog.
What? He did that?
Well, no. It was rumored back in TI3. It wasn't rumored. It was proven that he can only play Lone Druid, Bounty Hunter, and Nature's Prophet. And the fact that I can name all three.
Have you seen this Nyx Assassin, man?
No, I have not. But I actually haven't been following Alliance. I haven't been following anybody really.
Dude, Admiral Bullock is so good on so many heroes. Not just on the.
No, it's a myth. It's a myth. It's a myth.
He plays a beastly Nyx Assassin. He plays a beastly Clockwork. You name it. All the offlane heroes. All of them.
Okay, that's fine.
All of them!
It proves that he's really good at his role, though, because he is kind of the one who started the whole craze over Armlet Bear, and then officially got nerfed. Because Frog was like, no, he's too popular.
Why you do this? But yeah, at one point the bear was just unstoppable in the meta. That's actually when I also started following competitive Dota. I mean, it was also already following competitive StarCraft a little bit, also because of Total Biscuit, because he has that second channel and pro team going on and stuff like that. So at one point I just went to YouTube and said, alright, is there something like that in Dota? And then stumbled upon some of AC's casts I think. And then watched some D2L season 1 or 2 and stuff like that.
And then you somehow got sucked in to the casting game.
Yeah, yeah.
So
just
how
later
exactly
on.
did you get sucked into the casting game? Like what encouraged you enough to go torture yourself and make yourself susceptible to Twitch chat and also all the Reddit army out there? What exactly made you make that jump?
Well, there's 2 reasons. One, all the casters that I've seen, a lot of the big name casters, Toby, Cap, Melini, AC to some degree. I mean, those are pretty cool. I mean, I love the idea of being in the spotlight like that. And the other reason is that I've seen some amateur casters where, frankly, I thought I could do better, right?
Yeah,
Just in terms of
like,
value.
guys, it's obvious that he's talking about Cool Blue because I know I'm so good. Oh wait, no, you said you can do better then? No, you weren't talking about me. You weren't talking about me. No, I'm joking.
No, it's just, I don't want to know names. Don't want to name names, but there's people that have like no splash screen, so they show the lobby and all the friends list and the chat that's going on, and then have the microphone static just in the back all the time, and then stuff like that.
Right.
So yeah, I thought I could do better.
So
And
you
that's
felt.
one of the reasons, one of my goals for 2014, just get into the casting scene, and yeah.
And here you are, 3
Worked out
months
so
later.
3 months now, not really.
Almost 4.
Started like a couple of weeks ago.
This guy. Wait, what happened for the first 2 months?
No, I said it was one of my goals for 2014, but I didn't actually get to it right away. Because there's some stuff in my private life that went on, wasn't really nice, with my grandmother dying and stuff like that.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear.
So that delayed it a little bit.
Yeah, that does. Life does get in the way, and I don't mean that like a, oh my gosh, freaking life, but I mean that as in life does get in the way.
Yeah, it has to. It has to.
Because otherwise I'll be here playing Dota all day. But no, I have to go to school, and I have to go to funerals, and I have to go to weddings, and I have to go to baby bornings, whatever it's
To
called.
do stupid interviews.
I have to do just stupid interviews. Jeez. I could be playing Dota right now. No, I'm joking. I'm joking, guys. I do enjoy doing the interviews, if you guys haven't already picked up on that. And I'm actually extremely glad that dragondrop was here. And that goes a long way to make the most awkward segue in the world into what tips would you like to give some new casters out there?
Come again?
What tips
Tips
would you like
to
to
new
give
casters,
some new casters?
Yeah. Just gotta quote Capitalist Imperium Flags on that one, because they talked about it on the Chat Wheel once, which is a podcast. You can go check that out. And they basically said you have to be 2 out of 3 things. You have to be insanely talented, insanely lucky, or insanely hardworking. So 2 out of 3. And you can't just go in and expect to be straight at the top. I mean, just start with picking up a ticket, casting, just doing it, just for yourself. See if it's good for you, if you can be comfortable with it, right? If you're trying too hard, to make it happen, and if you're not feeling comfortable doing it, then it's probably not for you. So yeah, I casted a couple of games and I was feeling good. It was a lot of fun. Still have a lot of ways to improve, but
Right. I mean, but like I do agree for the most part, because like if you're doing something and you don't like you don't have to like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing in the world, and you don't have like, oh my gosh, this is like the worst thing in the world. But if it's like, okay, I can deal with this, or I'm enjoying myself, I'm enjoying the challenge, then yeah, keep doing it. But if your heart's not in it, then people will know.
yeah, it's especially important if you're casting. I mean, the best casters are the ones that bring enthusiasm to it. I mean, look at Toby. Right?
Nice.
He's the best example. I mean,
Best example,
what
I
other
agree.
caster is bringing so much love and enthusiasm to the game than he is?
Obviously, Cool Blue, but nobody wants to talk about him. I'm joking.
So yeah, if you don't feel the enthusiasm, if you don't feel like you really love doing it, then yeah.
Okay, so here's another question actually then. Because Dota's a very, very daunting game. Like, there's a lot to know about things. So, one of the things, initially for me, personally, when I was starting to cast, like, one of the things that keep me from casting, I was like, no, I feel like I might say the wrong thing, and it might be scary. But what will be your advice to the people out there who initially thought like I did, where it's like, oh, there's so much to know, I have to know everything, I have to know this, I have to know that, I have to make sure I have keep track of that, and all this crazy stuff happen, I have to follow team fights. What will be your advice that you would tell to them, to calm their nerves a little bit?
Well, thing is, no one knows everything about Dota. I mean, there's just so freaking many mechanics, and if you trip up on the more obscure ones, it's not a big deal, right? And unless you just don't recognize it at all.
Right.
If you go back later on and say, all right, actually that was like that. At one point, I had a cast where there was a Pugna Netherward, and
oh, hello.
What? Hello?
Yes, my internet is doing bad things, and the stream dropped a little bit, but I'm still recording, I think. I hope.
Alright. Alright, so basically Pugna Netherward, and then the Timbersaw with Nightmare on him, and the Netherward just kept zapping him.
Right.
At first I thought it was the Nightmare somehow taking the effect, but later on I went back to that cast and I realized the Timbersaw had the Chakram out, and that drains mana, so you take damage from the Netherward at a rapid rate, so... The thing is, you do definitely have to have some basic understanding of the game, and as a caster, if you want to do more the analysis side, and if you're solo casting, you need to do some of that as well, then you need to be a little bit better than average on that front. So what helps is playing a lot of heroes.
Yes.
So just understanding every hero and how they interact. I mean, I played single draft for the longest time, so there's only a few heroes that I haven't played. But even then, there's a good chance that I've played against them at some point.
Right.
And I've also watched a lot of competitive Dota 2, right, before I even got into the casting. So you pick up a lot of that way too.
Okay, so you're saying instead of knowing everything up front, then just you have to kind of learn as you go and make sure you know the basics at least before you're into the business.
Yeah, you need to know the basics. I mean, if you don't know that Lycan is a good pushing hero, then... yeah, that's another thing. Yeah. Need to know all the heroes and what they can do and what kind of roles they can play and what they're playing competitive. So, if you want to have a good cast, you need to keep up, right? If you haven't watched a single competitive game and there's a Lycanthrope first picked in your draft and you have no idea why that is, might be a problem too, right?
Yeah, it might be a problem, but I would honestly take a few steps back because I know myself. I'm a caster. Supposedly, and I say that sarcastically a little bit, but not too terribly sarcastically. I say it for comedic input. But anyway, I'm a caster as well, and I would agree that you have to know things, but I would also say that if you have enough what's the word, humility about yourself when you actually cast, and you don't legitimately know something. Like there was a game Lycan was first picked, and I had a co-caster, and we were talking back and forth. But I knew Lycan's a good pusher, I understand that, but he was first picked, and I was trying to figure out why Lycan. I mean, there's so many other good pushers like Pugna or Nature's Prophet. And long story short, that team won that picked Lycan first, because Lycan just did nasty things. But the whole entire time we were going through, I was like, yeah, I haven't seen this often, but I do know Lycan's a good pusher, so I can see where the strategy comes from. And just keeping that bit of humility, I think people can make themselves not come off as jerks when they cast.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing worse than trying to pretend you're someone or know something that you don't. Because that never works on stream when you're live.
Hello everybody, yeah, we're back, and yeah, I've been having a few issues with my internet, and I blame that comment I made, because I totally said Twitch chat will do bad things to you, and apparently Twitch chat is like, ew, let's go, like, kill Cool Blue. So my internet died 2 times, needless to say. But dragondrop, you're still here though. You're still here, right?
Yeah, I'm still sticking through it.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
with you till the end.
Yes.
Because otherwise that interview wouldn't be useful.
Yeah, it wouldn't. So, alright, that said, we're moving on to the question of what are your favorite things about Dota, or what is your favorite thing about Dota? So would you like to go ahead and tell us that?
About the game itself, it's probably that it's just so deep, and even though it's the same map every single time, I mean, you have 10 heroes out of over 100, and still, you always see new kinds of interactions, and there's so many interactions that have been figured out with all the heroes on the map as well, but there's so many more that haven't yet been figured out by either pro teams or pub teams, so just the depth, and that it's just pretty much unending. It's kind of great. And shifting matter and everything that's tied to that.
Right, and then we'll move over to the next section, which will be your quick response section, which this way you can talk about your other favorite things that you have. But before we do that, I want to ask you this other question too. To all the people out there who say, oh man, it's the same map every single time, the same 200 heroes every single time. How could this possibly be fun? What would be your line that you would tell them? What would be the thing that you would say to them? In a nice way. In a nice way.
Man.
In a nice way. Come on.
I would just ask them to try it out and see for themselves. I mean, because all of the heroes are pretty much unique. I mean, there's some similarities here and there, but even then, the whole picture that a hero makes is completely different, right? Even though they might have a similar stun or stuff like that.
Or the ribbon that is literally still the exact same thing.
Yeah. but it's not the map that makes Dota. It's not the individual heroes, it's how the heroes work together. And how you as a player work on these heroes together, right? It's always different, it's always new, and it's always exciting to win, always not exciting to lose sometimes, but yeah.
Sometimes
if you play Dota, you're gonna lose at some point, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's one thing that you have to keep in the back of your mind. You're not always gonna win. Because there's other players there that there's always going to be players that are going to be better than you.
Very true.
Right.
And in the case of Cool Blue, everybody's better than me, except for when they play supports, because I am the best support in the world, because I can't play any other role.
Yeah. I don't follow that logic, but yeah, sure.
Come on, it's totally legit. Okay. Alright, so moving on to more things about you. The quick response section, as stated before. Do you know how this section works, dragondrop?
Well, you asked me a question. I have to respond quickly.
Darn it! Are the rules that simple? Come on, they have to be like... Fine, I don't get to explain what the rules are.
I don't know, but... Yeah, it's kind of straightforward. I also watched some of the other interviews.
How dare you give us more views? Stop it!
What?
I'm joking. Okay. I'm gonna stop before I shoot too many shots. Hashtag shots fired. Okay, but the quick response section, yeah, like you said, we just basically ask a question, you respond, and then we keep going. So, let's go ahead and get started. So, who's your favorite hero?
Probably Venomancer.
Who's your favorite courier?
Snowl, hands down.
Favorite team?
Want to say Liquid, even though there's been a lot of drama. But I love Bulba, I love Koikwa. They're pretty cool.
Favorite event?
Favorite events? TI3 probably.
Favorite non-Dota game?
Non-Dota game? Right now PlanetSide 2.
Favorite book?
Favorite book? I got this so many. I would want to say a book or a series of books from David Weber. I can't remember what it's called right now. But I can actually check. Hang on.
Okay. You have less than 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Oh, what? Oh, sorry.
1. Okay. Now you have less than 10 seconds because you walked away. I didn't know you can hear me.
Yeah, it's something about space and a superhero soldier thing. Pretty cool.
All right, time's up.
Yeah. Don't know what the
favorite color.
Favorite color, red.
Favorite number.
Number? Don't have a favorite number.
Favorite
number
place.
1. Favorite place. Home.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Area,
Home
like location. Favorite vacation place.
Vacation place. Probably Egypt. Because I've been there a lot.
And last but not least, favorite animal.
Animal? Oh, cats. Everyone loves cats.
There has to be cats.
That was a quick response section. I have to make up some time.
Okay. Alright, so moving on to the next question pretty fast. We'll skip over the esports one. We'll skip over that one, number 7 too. What do you like about casting?
About casting, just being in the action, right? Just being right there and providing something to the community. I mean, and just getting the viewers and getting people that say, hey, yeah, you're doing a good job. Thanks for the cast. Thanks for the stream. Because some people wouldn't have been able to experience the game otherwise, and just putting your own mark on the game, the casting, and having people like it, makes me feel good. Honestly, yeah, it's a lot of fun to do as well.
Okay, I mean that's definitely a statement I can agree with. So cool, and I'll follow up on that by asking you. There's also a negative side to the community that I somehow end up talking about because I think we should talk about it a lot more. But, okay, there's a lot of good things about the community. There's some bad things as well. So how would you say the sides actually mesh out in the bigger picture of things, like the negative side versus the positive side of people who like absolutely hate your stuff versus people who absolutely love your stuff?
Well, I'm not yet popular enough for a lot of people to hate my stuff, so I don't have any first-hand experience yet. But I picked a couple of things up just from the cast social room.
Right.
And I have seen the dark side of the community, basically, and I want to say it's like in most communities, just a vocal minority that just gets a lot of followers and upvotes on Reddit because they say something funny or something silly that people respond to. And a lot of people, I mean, if you're doing a good job, no one will say anything against you, right? Because why would they? I mean, some say, hey, yeah, thanks, good job, but most of the people say, all right, yeah, nice cast, I enjoyed it, but they don't feel need to tell you that, right? Because there's so many other people that do that, so they don't feel it makes a difference. It makes a difference, I believe. Of course, if you're a new cast, it does make a difference, right? Having that feedback early on.
Yes, it does. It does. It helped me out a ton, and I'm pretty sure it helped you out as well.
Yeah, I've had some pretty cool feedback from some pretty important people, so yeah, that means a lot to, especially to new casters like me. So, but yeah, then there's the vocal minority that just wants to go on a hate train. Just that are terrible people in general that just want to be part of the cool kids. I mean, there's a few that we kickstarted, and there's some strong opinions. Those are just the trolls, and then there are those that hop on the bandwagon.
Yes.
Or the hate train, how it's called, right?
And
these are the people that just, these are the gang members of that bully in school, right? That just want to be on his good side so they don't get bullied themselves.
Right, and then they become casters, they're the first one to complain.
Yeah.
It's funny.
What?
Exactly. Well, no. It's something else. It's a story that happened on the side.
Okay. The thing is, you don't have to, you can't let them drag you down, right? You just can't, because at the end of the day, if they put efforts into writing Reddit posts or invading your Twitch chat or something like that, to go out of the way to express how much they hate you, then it's kind of a compliment in some way, right? Well, it's like people in online games telling you that you're a dirty cheater, even though you're not, just because you killed them like 3 times over.
Right.
I mean, you know you're not cheating, so you can take it as a compliment. Wow, you're so good that that guy thinks you cheat, right?
And on the flip side,
and it's similar to casting.
There's also another analogy you can throw on that. I mean, it's kind of forced, but I just want to throw this out there too, because I feel like we're moving on to like a nice, awesome moment. But Bruce Lee, do you know Bruce Lee?
Yeah, heard of him.
Yes, okay. Bruce Lee was, for those who don't know, because we're in a starting to get to a generation of people who don't know who Bruce Lee is, and Jackie Chan, which is a little bit sad. But Bruce Lee was a martial artist who was also an actor who did cool martial arts moves, and a lot of times when you see video games and stuff, when you see somebody does a really cool move, Bruce Lee probably did that, or some other related person relative to like the kung fu stuff. But anyway, Bruce Lee was a martial artist, like I said before, and back in the days, cameras were not very fast. Like, they would record things at like 15 frames per second. I was like, oh, high quality, super HD relative to that time. So basically, Bruce Lee moved so fast that people had to say, hey, Bruce Lee, slow your move down so we can actually record it. So it's kind of like that. People are literally going out of their way to say, bro, you're doing something way too well. Stop it, so we can like get something a little bit less quality, but we can see it. That kind of relates. I mean, like I said, it's forced a little bit, but...
yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Mine was better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's definitely the case. I mean, just have to take the good side of it. I mean, if people hate you, you're famous, because they're spending their time and their efforts on the internet to hate a person they don't know for something that clearly doing better than the ones that are hating on them, right? I don't see any of the haters cast better than anyone they're hating on. Just saying.
And then, to be honest, the ones who do try, they get weeded out usually.
Yeah, they just notice themselves that even if they had a couple of viewers first, then they quickly disappear.
Yes,
never to come again.
Alright, so moving on to the next one. How has casting affected you in real life? Because I know for me personally, casting has helped me out by speaking. But for you, how has casting helped you out in your real life?
Uh, Not really. Not on the level that where I could say, yeah, it helped me in terms of speaking, like on a factual level. But in terms of my perspectives for the future, I suppose as well. Because up until now, I've always tried a lot of things, and I've never been really good at them, and I never really found the enthusiasm as much as I did for casting. So, in that terms, casting is the first thing where we say, all right, I'm actually quite good at it. I'm not the best, of course, but no one is the best at everything or anything right away, right? But I have so much fun and I definitely know that I can achieve that higher quality that I'm looking for. And yeah, just to have something like that you know you can do, and that you really want to do because it's a lot of fun and you enjoy it a hell of a lot. That's just something that has been missing in my life for the longest time, I guess.
Right.
So having that is definitely a nice thing to have.
Okay, so would you say it's more so a thing like, oh man, I'm actually doing something that's like, people can look at and say, oh, you actually did some decent work, or people can look and say, oh, you might have done better here, but overall, cool that you did something. Like, you're seeing more as like a thing that I actually did something, or a thing of, oh, I can show this to people?
Well, I can show people on the internet mostly because my parents try to understand. I tried to explain it to my mother, and she was like, "What?" And I did the comparison to like football commentators, and then she sort of got it. But I'm not sure whether she really understood what I liked about it.
Right.
But yeah, all my coworkers, for example, they're just like, "What? The international 2.4 million for clicking?" You know.
Nice.
Kind of ignorance drives you crazy sometimes, but yeah, it's just doing it and just having something that you can be proud of, even though not everyone will understand it.
I agree. And then we insert the free-to-play movie here. No.
Yeah. That's a nice way to just
perfect segue.
Just lengthen out the video, right?
Yeah, just lead it to the video, like excellent intro to the video, man. That's be perfect. And then you'll be famous because 1 million people watch that movie.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
It was a great movie.
So great. Want to watch it again.
If you guys haven't seen it, you guys should definitely go check it out. But not until after we're done with this interview. We're gonna finish this interview though. So what other games do you like to play? Because I remember initially you said PlanetSide, and we know about that one. But what about the other ones?
Play some other games from time to time. Like I mentioned, first played Gothic for a lot of hours. Gothic, the first game, then the sequels.
Right.
Not Gothic 4 because it was not Gothic and it never existed because it was.
Was it that bad?
It was bad, and it was made by another company entirely. So
it was bad and it knew it was bad, or it should feel bad.
Yeah, they should feel bad. They misused the good name that badly. But
like
yeah, that's
Aliens,
another story.
Like Aliens bad or?
Worse.
Worse? You can't go worse than that game. Come on, Colonial Marines.
Just as bad at the very least. But the thing is, in Gothic, for example, you always had to go to teachers to teach you stuff, right? Teach you skills and whatever. Okay. And teach you to be stronger. And in that other game, Gothic 4, it wasn't even called Gothic 4. It was like Arcania, a Gothic Tale, something stupid like that. And it started with the fucking story. I mean, the hero that you played in the first 3 games is now the evil king all of a sudden. What? And that's when it started, where it was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Wow, you sound very angry.
I am angry because it was such a blight on the franchise. But yeah, and then when you leveled up, you can just choose a skill and then use it right away. Right? Like magic, fireballs, and stuff like that. Okay. And then it was like more like a corridor shooter than like the open world that was Gothic beforehand. I mean, before Gothic, you were only restricted by your abilities. I mean, if there was like a giant scary beast that would kill you in 2 swipes because you're too squishy, then you couldn't go there. But if you could somehow manage to get it down, even early on, then you could still go and visit that area. There were very few areas that you couldn't get to in Gothic.
Right.
And in the Gothic 4, if you want to call it that, there's like one area that you have to go through, then the next area gets unlocked, right? All these kind of stupid design decisions just made it not be a Gothic game. right? And that's what I hate about it.
Okay.
It just never happened, if you ask me. So
Alright, so let's just pretend that we didn't just talk about it then.
okay,
Would that make you feel better?
yes, it would.
Yes! Yes!
What are you talking about?
Oh, I don't know.
Yay.
It's just, I think Cool Blue did something silly. Like he might have like eaten more taffy. That's totally not true.
I think we were talking about other games. So yeah, I picked up actually a lot of games on Steam Summer Sale, and Winter Sale and stuff like that. I think on the Summer Sale, the biggest one last year, last year I think. I dropped like €100 on 20+ games.
Whew. Only
And
20?
yeah, but I haven't even played half of them. So
Nice. Too much Dota?
I mean, I've got like Skyrim, and I just now started that, and I got Tomb Raider and stuff like that.
Okay. So, but at least you like played, of course, other games, and that's really great to hear. Cause
Yeah.
I know I played Dota. Like I just reinstalled my computer, and Dota's the only thing I have installed, and I haven't really been bothered, cause that's all I really play anyway. And it's kind of concerning because I have like 200 games.
Yeah, there's other games that are nice once in a while.
Ooh. Quick question. What would be one of the indie games that you would recommend? And indie, by indie, I mean like not one that's made like a big studio like EA or Activision.
Oh yeah. Off the top of my head, probably Faster Than Light.
Yes! I was gonna say that one too. Such an amazing game, isn't it?
It's so great. I can't even... Oh god, it's so great.
I still haven't beat it though. I'm bad at that game. I can't beat
But
it
you
on
haven't beat
easy.
it once?
I can't even beat it on easy, because like the third time I have to go fight the ship, it's like, it just destroys me.
But you have never beat it on normal mode.
Nope.
What?
Nope.
Dude, you just... there's a couple of strategies.
Yeah...
You need like Cloak, maybe a defense drone too, so you can shoot down the missiles.
Dragon. We'll talk about this a little bit more later, okay?
Oh yeah, sorry.
But because the internet doesn't need to know how bad I am at FTL, because I am horrible at managing my time, which bleeds into my real life. But let's not talk about me, because this is all about you, dragondrop. And the question I'll ask you now will be: do you have any interesting talents that you would be okay with telling the internet?
No.
No. Okay. It's fine.
It's
It's your discretion.
The only talent that I found myself having is casting. And I only know that because people tell me that I'm apparently good.
Guys, if you're still watching this interview, which I hope you are, please go send Dragondrop some love and tell him, no, you're good at other things. Don't jump, Dragon, don't!
Yeah. I'm also good at the job I'm doing, apparently. I mean, there's like a coworker that like messes up every single day.
Right.
Almost killed himself twice because he's too stupid to secure himself. That was, it's a little scary, but yeah. I'm good at my job at the very least.
Okay. And Diamond Dota in the chat just said, just no. I don't know what she's referring to, but I feel like it's something that you said. Oh, Diamond, come on, don't be... She doesn't want to give you a hug.
Aw. I'm good at feeding, yeah, that's correct. That's an interesting talent, but I'm not quite sure if I'm alright with sharing that with the internet.
Too late. It's already up.
It's kind of personal, but oh crap. You tricked me, Oriot. You tricked me.
But yeah, so apparently Diamond doesn't want to give you love, and Hort thinks you're good at feeding.
Yeah, she said that's not what she meant, but I don't believe her.
Nope, I don't believe her anyway. Let's just pretend that that's what she meant. And okay.
Let's just pretend my heart isn't broken.
Oh my gosh, he was like, just no, and I laughed. Oh, sure, that's convenient.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
convenient. Alright, anyway, we're talking on Twitch chat, we should be doing an interview. Okay. So I'll actually ask you this question too. This is kind of bleeding back into the esports thing, but as far as the esports scenes in general, would you say we're in a positive growth, or a negative growth, in a recession, in like a slow growth, but we can go faster if we try harder, or what? And by esports, I mean like StarCraft scene, League of Legends scene, or general scene, not just Dota.
Well, there's some doomsayers, especially in the StarCraft scene, that say it's declining, but I don't agree. I mean, in general, there's only one way that we're going right now, and that is up. I mean, if you just want to restrict it to Dota, which is probably the scene to know the most about, I mean, we had TI3.
Right.
$2.4 million freaking dollars. who else can say that, right?
And also, actually, League of
there's
Legends.
hundreds and thousands.
I think
Yeah,
they can compete with that because I think before I came into Dota, League had like a $1 million up for a big event or something like that.
Yeah, I guess. League can compete, but I'm not a League person, so can't comment on that. Just in terms of Dota, we're just growing constantly, right? I mean, more and more tournaments are coming, more and more teams are emerging, and more and more amateur tournaments as well. I mean, that helps the scene as well in every freaking continent.
Correct.
In StarCraft, pretty much as well. It's pretty healthy there, I believe.
Except for foreigners, is still a thing.
Yeah, but hey, if you watch the StarCraft Clan Wars, then yeah, it's basically a tournament that Total Biscuit puts up as well, together with MLG. They're sponsoring like $60,000. It's basically a pro league format where people can prepare for the maps. Maps are a little bit unconventional, if you will. And I think the foreigners there actually have the highest. Foreigners against Korean people have the higher win rate. So foreigners are coming, right? There's plenty of good foreigners out there right now.
Yes.
And eventually they will catch up.
Just to give everyone a preference, just in case you don't know what Foreigner is, StarCraft is a community of things, and originally when it started, nobody really played StarCraft too much, but then it exploded in within the Asian scene, and people who were specifically from Korea were known as, well, I don't know what they're known as, but Koreans.
Koreans, yeah.
And then everybody else in the entire world is known as a foreigner, so that shows you how good they were.
Yeah,
and
it's just because,
the
yeah, they are freaking good. I mean, the last WCS championship, which is basically the equivalent of the international, if you will, had like 15 Koreans and one foreigner. And he got knocked out in the first round, so...
Yeah, so the fact that he's saying like it's really good for the foreigners out there, there's a lot more foreigners, that's a good thing. As far as the whole entire scene, but that's still a thing where people say foreigners and Koreans and...
Yeah,
we're not trying to be offensive. That's just jargon within the scene, and I think the further we get away from it, the better. But anyway,
I mean, if someone tells you you are one of the best foreigners, and it still means a lot. And foreigners do beat Koreans.
Yes, that does happen.
Maybe not in larger series, but definitely best of threes and stuff like that. That can happen.
And there you go, guys. You learned something more about the other esports scenes. If you didn't know about StarCraft, now you do.
Yay!
Yay!
It's fun to watch. I never got into playing it because it's too stressful, but I love watching it.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god. We need to talk about StarCraft after this, because that's another that's another interview. Okay. So I actually wanted to ask you this question as well. Okay. So Diamond is in the chat. And I want to say I apologize if I made you mad or anything, because I don't want to be a jerk or anything. But my question I'll ask you this is, do you think Diamond Dota is a cool name? Yes or no?
Yeah.
I agree. I think it's a cool name.
It's like synergy with the Ds.
Exactly!
And I have Ds too, so that works. I have like 3 Ds. And 3 Ds is the perfect number, right?
Actually, it's 5 Ds if you count them all. Because you got dragondrop, she has Diamond Dota.
I know, I'm bad with counting. Dragondrop?
We're not throwing you under the bus! We're saying you're awesome! Oh my gosh!
Diamonds, 2 and... what?
There's
Lots
2
of Ds?
No,
I'm confused.
don't point, because Dota starts with a D.
3 Ds. Yeah.
Yeah,
and both my parts of the name also start with a D. And Diamond starts and ends with a D, which is also cool.
Oh, wait, really? Actually, if you're slightly less dexic, the last letter in dragondrop is a D upside down.
What?
Less dexic. That's the dyslexic way of saying the word dyslexic. Yeah, dyslexic.
Okay. Yeah. I guess.
Yeah.
But only in certain fonts, so...
Alright. Oh god, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that in the video for it. Mind your manners, sir. Mind your manners. We're still trying to make this family friendly, even though we dropped 2 F-bombs, but we'll talk about that later. Anyway, moving on to the last few things. Do you have any shoutouts that you would like to make out there? Any and all shoutouts. Please feel free to make any and all shoutouts.
Any shoutouts? Shout out to you for giving me this opportunity to interview.
Look,
I'm not getting a
Don't shout at us. Don't shout us out. That's like, that makes you feel bad.
Screw you then.
Nice.
Also hate your internet, by the way. So
Oh, high
just
five.
make
on
sure
that,
you
man.
pass that on. Shout out to Join Dota. I mean, the Join Dota League matches were the ones that basically are the ones I'm casting the most right now. And this play is coming up, and yeah. It's also low.
Oh, there goes the internet.
Basically have some Join Dota that involve a certain stream they do, and it's gonna be super cool. So excited. So excited.
Okay,
But it's not
good.
quite official yet, so I don't want to talk about it too much.
No, you said a few things that I couldn't hear because my internet did weird things. But I'm just gonna assume that you didn't want us to hear it anyway. So we're gonna pretend that you didn't say it. Will that be fine?
Yeah, it's not official yet, so I don't really want to talk about it directly.
Okay.
I like dropping hints because it's so crazy for me. So
Okay.
crazy good.
It's crazy good. That's all that matters. And do you have any
Crazy
shoutouts
good.
like family, people, something?
They don't understand me, so...
Would you like to propose to somebody in an interview? Because that'll be awesome.
What, post?
Propose. Like say,
Propose.
oh, Chelsea, I want to marry you. I don't know who Chelsea is, by the way.
No.
Oh.
All the girls that are fancy so far turn out to be bad people.
Really?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Sigh. One day, Dragondrop will find his love, and he won't.
One day.
jump. Just not yet.
I'm going into esports, so that'll happen eventually, right?
Oh.
Good one.
Guys, we laugh sarcastically because we know it's slightly true. But with that said, there are more female casters, and there are more female pro players coming out, so that's actually a really good thing for the whole entire scene in general. So, yes.
What?
Dive in the chat. We'll not talk about that. Alright, moving on.
I'm not quite sure if...
No, don't
drives
react,
himself
don't
like
react.
that.
It's too late, don't react, don't react.
Alright,
Let's pretend that didn't happen. She's making it
What do you mean?
worse.
What happened?
Where can people find you if they want to go look for your stuff?
Best way probably is Twitter at dragondropdota to keep up with all of my stuff. And also Twitch at dragondropdota, same name, and also on YouTube, the Dragondrop Dota channel.
Okay.
So I don't believe in Facebook, so I don't have that. So if you see an imposter, just kick him in the ass.
That works. Helping
Yeah.
out the scene, you know, kicking one tail at a time.
Yep. Gotta start somewhere.
Hey, gotta start somewhere.
So there's a lot of people that want to impersonate me.
Yes, they
No,
want to
they're not.
pretend to be you. They want to be you. And right. I asked this question really late, but I'll ask it anyway because I'm just thinking of all kind of questions now that we're almost done, and I don't want it to end. I don't want it to end, man. This interview's been awesome. What has been the biggest achievement that you've achieved so far
In general, or in terms of casting?
in terms of casting?
In terms of casting, probably shout out by Cap and Toby.
Really?
D2CL stream in front of 10,000 people. That was kind of crazy. I have it bookmarked as a confidence boost on demand.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
that was kind of crazy. Yeah.
And Hort's asking about, or sorry, what about the pirate, with the same name? What? Oh yeah,
What?
no shout out to the pirate with the same name.
Pirate Dragondrop?
I don't know, but
What?
Twitch chat is doing things. And oh, there's a Dragondrop. There's literally another Dragondrop on Facebook.
What the hell?
All right, guys, we're gonna cut the cast here before Dragondrop loses his mind, and we're gonna go ahead and say thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for sticking with us through our issues. People watching on Twitch chat, which is actually just a bunch of our friends, but hey, viewer is a viewer. And also, thank you guys for giving Dragondrop a chance to go listen to his interview. Definitely go check out his stuff. His Twitter is right there. His Twitch is right there. His YouTube is right there on the screen in front of you. And it's also will be in the description below, so you guys can click on those links directly if you want to. And we'll also include the link of the Chat Will's Pyrium Flax and what they were talking about on casting, because you mentioned that before. And there's also another
Oh yeah,
link,
I
but
can give you a
forgot.
link there.
Okay. There's also another link, but I forgot what. Oh yeah, the link where Toby gave you a shout out. We'll get that one too.
Oh yeah.
And that will be in the description, so you guys can go check it out and say, oh my gosh, he totally is legit.
So we also completely mispronounced my name, but yeah, like my real name.
Did he call you Dragon Poop?
No,
No.
no, he tried to pronounce my real name,
Ooh.
and that didn't work out so well. But yeah, that's alright.
But he tried. That's all that matters.
He tried, yeah.
Alright, so, dragondrop, would you like to say your final goodbye to all the beautiful people out there? Except for Hort. Sorry. Okay, we'll try that again. Would you like to say your final goodbye to all the beautiful people out there, including Hort?
Yeah, I just know that there's a professional speaking out of you.
There is. I ate too much candy. That's my excuse.
Yeah, just thank you very much for watching. And thanks for being with me through my career. Or not.
Yes, thank you for supporting.
Thank you. Follow me on Twitter! Like, comment, and subscribe!
Yes, he means that seriously, guys. Definitely go check out his stuff, because he's a pretty awesome person. I co-cast with him, and it was fun.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's a good person, I guess. I don't know. Actually, everybody I co-cast with is fun, but let's not talk about that. So, yes. Once again, this was an interview brought to you guys by CasNet Network. You guys can go check us out on our normal sites. And there's no Twitter for CasNet yet, which makes you sad. But at any rate, though, we are here. We do have our videos. Definitely definitely be on the lookout for more interviews. Come up with more people, because we will have some more soon. And dragondrop, like I said, thank you for having this excellent and fun interview with a bunch of issues on my part. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And oh,
Internet
wow. Okay.
didn't want to all to be part of the action, but I think he was a little bit jealous that I got on instead of your internet. So
Yeah, internet would be hating. That's all I gotta say.
oh well.
So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the cast, and once again I apologize for some of the hiccups that we had here or there, either with me or with the whole entire live stream thing. But yeah, we made it through. So like I said, hope you guys enjoyed the cast, and we'll see you guys whenever.
See ya.